Fork City Council, and it's about 7:02 p.m. I would like to state Councilmember Taylor is absent tonight. He is on an assignment from his wife. That's what I was told, so the most important kind.
He chipped in to pay for that to happen.
Yes, we did. We know this meeting goes faster, quicker. No. We will follow the agenda as outlined. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, after which we'll have an invocation by Councilmember Hunter, and then I'll conduct the roll call. If everybody would please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this evening, the opportunity that we have to gather as residents and citizens here in American Fork. We're grateful, Father, for the freedoms that are ours and for those who have allowed those freedoms to be ours tonight. We're grateful, Father, for those that stand in harm's way. We're aware of them and their families, and we pray a blessing to be with them. Watch over and protect them. Be with the leaders of the nations of the world, that we might be able to have peace and diplomacy throughout. Pray a blessing that as we meet this evening, that we might have similar discord, that we might be able to communicate and run the affairs of the city in a way that would be pleasing to those that have put us in these chairs. We're grateful for that stewardship. We are grateful for the trust that is placed in us. We're so grateful for our staff and all those who work to the affairs of the city every day, for those that serve us behind the scenes and make our lives so great here in this city. We pray a blessing to be with them and help us to find the ways to be able to follow the examples of those that we'll talk about this evening. We're grateful for all the service hours and the many individuals in our community who do so many good things. We're grateful for the opportunity to recognize that. We pray for these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Okay, I'll now conduct the roll call. Councilmember Hunter.
Here, Mayor.
Councilmember Holly.
Here.
Councilmember John.
Here.
Councilmember Carroll.
Here.
Again, for the public record, Councilmember Taylor is absent. For item number 2, I'm going to switch spots. If you'd bear with me. This is one of the fun things we get to do. We get to embarrass people a little bit. But I'm going to have John Miller, if you'd come forward, I'm going to have you be on public display. I don't know if anybody, I thought about this, but I don't know if there's been anybody in American Fork that has put us on the map, like this gentleman right here. And we're going to talk about it a little bit and what he's done. So tonight, American Fork City is deeply honored to recognize an extraordinary leader, educator, and community builder, Mr. John Miller. As we celebrate the 20th anniversary of Wasatch Winds, we also celebrate the remarkable individuals whose vision and dedication have helped shape its success. Under John's direction, Wasatch Winds has become a cornerstone of artistic excellence in our community, bringing together musicians of all backgrounds to create music that uplifts, connects, and inspires. John Miller's legacy, however, extends far beyond Wasatch Winds. He's retired as director of bands at American Fork High School, where he dedicated 30 years to develop one of the most respected band programs in the nation. Throughout his career, John has set a standard of excellence that few can match. Under his leadership, the American Fork bands performed at some of the nation's most prestigious stages, including the Pasadena Tournament of Rose Parade, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which I remember fondly, and having my kids around me waiting for you to hit the square. The Fiesta Bowl, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and the 2005 Presidential Inaugural Parade. His program earned national recognition as finalist and 6-time semifinalist at the Bands of America National Marching Band Championship, and captured first place at the Bands of America Western Regional 9 times. His Wind Symphony performed at the Music for All Nations Concert Band Festival, while his jazz bands consistently earned top honors at major festivals. His excellence in education has been recognized time and again. John was twice named Teacher of the Year for Alpine School District, received 10 citations of excellence from the National Bands Association, and earned numerous prestigious awards, including the Sorensen Lifetime Achievement in Arts Education Award and the National Band Association's Blue Ribbon Award. His program was awarded the Sutler's Shield in 2010, one of the highest international recognitions in marching band excellence. Individually, John's impact has been honored with introductions into the Music for All Hall of Fame and the Utah Music Educators Association Hall of Fame, as well as being named the first ever inductee into the Utah Bandmasters Hall of Fame. This year, in 2026, he received the National Band Association's Presidential Medal of Distinction, further cementing his legacy as one of the most influential music educators in the country. Beyond the classroom, John has dedicated his life to advancing music and education. He has adjudicated competitions nationwide, served in leadership role across multiple organizations, helped found the Utah Bandmasters Association, and continues to mentor the next generation as an adjunct professor at Brigham Young University and Utah Valley University. He currently serves as director of the Wasatch Winds Symphonic Band and Wasatch Show Band, continuing to enrich lives through music. A hero is someone whose influence extends far beyond their title. Someone who lifts others, builds community, and leaves a lasting legacy. For decades, John Miller has done exactly that. His work has not only shaped exceptional musicians, but also confident individuals, stronger programs, and a more vibrant community. On behalf of the American Fork City Council and our residents, and in celebration of 20 years of Wasatch Winds, we are proud to declare April 14th, 2026, John Miller Day, and to present him the Heroes Award to John to recognize in recognition of his lifetime of achievements, his unwavering dedication, and the profound and lasting impact he has made on our community and beyond. Congratulations, John. And so we are going to cement this day. Well, it's already here. We've got you right on our plaque, so you know right here. And I've asked John. I know it's not easy being in front of people when it's all on you. He's not afraid of being up and leading, but just to share a few thoughts, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and the City Council, and all the members of the Wasatch Winds, the show band, and strong supporters that I've known for a long time. I appreciate it. This is an amazing thing. Music is powerful. It's been I didn't want to do this. It's been a strong force in my life for a long time. I remember wanting to play trumpet as a kid, learned how to play trumpet. In the 7th grade, I knew I wanted to be a band director. And so all these things he said, he must be talking about somebody else, but I remember I had a great time doing them all, and it was just wonderful. But I really appreciate American Fork. I remember teaching 10 years in Idaho, And when they asked me to come down and audition for the American Fork job, I said, oh man, I don't want to move. I've just got a house here and I'm doing good. And I actually turned down the job 2 different times. And the principal kept calling me back and said, no, we really want you. And so I brought my wife down. And I remember just driving around and thinking, okay, this is where I could raise my kids. And it's been a great decision. They've been supportive of the arts. They've been very supportive of the band program. They've been supportive of me. And it's just been a thrill to be a representative of American Fork, to march in these parades and different places around the country. And they kind of know American Fork now. It's kind of a neat thing. But we could never do it without the students that were behind it. And the parents were amazing. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for just being American Fork. And thank you, City Council and Mayor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm kind of thinking maybe we ought to find that principal and give him an award for getting you here, okay? All right, let's, you want to do a picture? Let's do a picture. Let's stack everybody behind us right here. And you know what? Let's do Wouldn't you know it, he has to hurry and get to a rehearsal? Does that surprise you? Okay, item number 3, we're going to pivot into more good things. I'm going to ask Officer Adam Ellison, ask you to come forward. Then we're going to embarrass Adam for a minute. Thank you. Appreciate that. We only do it for things that are really special. So tonight we are honored to recognize Officer Adam Ellison for his outstanding contribution to law enforcement across the state of Utah. In 2017, at the request of Chief Falsloff, Officer Ellison stepped into the role of accreditation manager for the Utah Chief of Police Association, an effort that had previously struggled to gain traction. Since then, he has played a critical role in revitalizing and advancing the statewide accreditation program, helped ensure it meets the growing expectation placed on modern law enforcement. Through his leadership, the program has expanded significantly. Today, 35 agencies across Utah are accredited, with 13 more actively working towards that distinction. Achieving accreditation is no small task. It requires compliance with approximately 177 rigorous standards across 32 areas of policing, often taking 1 to 2 years to complete. With re-accreditation required every 4 years. Officer Ellison's expertise and dedication has taken him across the country for specialized training, and he continues to serve as an accreditation assessor, helping agency uphold the highest standards of professionalism and accountability. On March 24th, 2026, just a few weeks ago, he was formally recognized by the State Chiefs of Police Association for his extraordinary accomplishments and unwavering commitment to his important work. As Officer Ellison himself has said, this program gives law enforcement agencies the opportunity to demonstrate to their communities that they are meeting the highest standards of professionalism while staying current with evolving policies and legislation. Because of his efforts, communities across Utah benefit from stronger, more accountable, and more professional policing. We thank Officer Ellison for his leadership, his service, and his continued commitment to excellence. And we are going to, in a real way, we're going to re-gift his award that he received in front of the chiefs and other law enforcement across the state. But we felt it was important to do that in a city meeting as well, to put on the public record American Fork and just honor him and his achievement and his dedication to our city. I'm preparing for this.
All right, if you insist, Mayor. Thanks, everybody. Just one important, I just wanted to point out one thing. I am not an officer, but I do have the privilege of working with our officers here in American Fork. I'm not a sworn employee. However, I've had the privilege of working at the department for almost 12 years now. And in my role in working with the state accreditation program, I've had the unique opportunity to go into police departments across the state and to meet police chiefs and police administrators from all over Utah. And it really has been a privilege because I've been able to see the great work that's being done all over and how there's just amazing people pushing for public safety in our state. I have the greatest confidence in them. Along with that, because I've been able to be around so many different members of law enforcement all over, I've gained an appreciation for what we have here in American Fork. We truly have an amazing police department here. We have an amazing chief, an amazing set of lieutenants. Our sergeants are amazing, and all of our line officers are great people. We also have a lot of great support staff there at the department that kind of behind the lines support what's going on. So I've been able to sit here and witness this going on for 12 years now almost, and I can just tell you guys that the department is run by great people who have the best interests of the community at heart. We could not do that without your support as a community, so thank you for the amazing support that you offer the police. It's not like that everywhere in our country, so thank you. And thank you, Mayor Frost, and thank you, City Council. Thank you, David, and all the leadership of the city for supporting the department and making what we do possible. So it's an honor to receive this award. It's an honor to be recognized. Thank you for letting me be here and take up a little bit of your time. Thank you.
I'm going to stay right here. For item number 4, we have a presentation of the Just Serve Award by, I'll just say, Elder and Sister Johnson. I'll invite you to come forward at this time.
Good evening, Mayor and council members and community members. My name is Hugh Johnson. My wife Karen and I have recently been assigned to act as the Just Serve specialist for the American Fork area. Just Serve is a program, a platform actually, that aligns volunteers with service opportunities. Started in 2012, largely the brainchild of Elder M. Russell Ballard and Sister Sharon Eubank of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It is now found in 17 countries and involves more than 14,000 organizations, religious, community, nonprofit, business, and civic organizations. The program itself is designed to help facilitate volunteerism. One of its recognition programs is the Just Serve designation for cities. In order to become a Just Serve city, a community has to show a willingness to be dedicated to volunteerism within its community. Back in February of this year, Mayor Frost and the council members adopted a resolution that affirmed their long-standing tradition and already existing commitment to volunteerism by adopting a resolution stating that they were going to continue to do that. In recognition of that resolution and that commitment, the Just Serve organization is presenting this Just Serve City designation for American Fork. And we're here tonight to present this to Mayor Frost and to the City Council and to the city as a whole to ensure that the Just Serve spirit, which is, again, an opportunity for a non-denominational opportunity, although funded and supported by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It involves all denominations, all civic organizations, all governments, all businesses, families, and individuals who want to volunteer have an opportunity to go to the justserve.org website and either post or find volunteer opportunities. So with this designation and with this opportunity this evening, I want to present this Just Serve City Award to American Fork. Mayor Frost. You should just stand up.
Yeah, we should just stay standing. Maybe the meeting would be faster.
Well, you got the rest of us too. You got Karen.
Okay, we'll now move on to item number 5. This is where we set aside time, minimum of 20 minutes if needed. We invite anybody in the audience to come forward and ask the mayor, the senior staff, the council, invite you to come forward. We would ask you to state your name for the public record. So, time is yours.
Hello, my name is Rena Redman with a red mark. I'm new to your area, and I'm just coming with a little awareness. So I've noticed that there is not a really good place for yard waste and composting in your area. I have taken mine to the dump, and I've taken it to another guy over here that I kind of met. He's got some extra kind of yardage, and they were both $12 to take just yard debris there. And I just was thinking maybe there could be an idea like we have some extra land somewhere that we could possibly put that into, because when I called Republic, they had said basically they didn't have a contract for our area to have even the green bins. So I thought it would be really cool if we could kind of get the green bins going and maybe a place for the larger yard debris that we have. So, thank you. And the second thing is, coming here, I love your area, and I was thinking that I've kind of noticed in reading a lot about your town that you guys are kind of doing some refurbishing in your town and bringing it to its 1840s glory, and I thought that possibly there might be some kind of a committee that I could get on to work to kind of bring it back to its former glory. So if there is, I would love a number and to be on a committee.
You know, I would ask you to do this. So on that table right there is a sheet. If you would fill that out with your information, how we can get a hold of you. I can think of several committees that this fits.
I would love that.
So,
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you for your time.
thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to make a public comment? Okay. Seeing none, we will close the public comment period. We'll move on to item number 6, our city administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, congratulations to John Miller. What an icon in the community. When he said that he started with the trumpet, I thought, so did I, but I did not accomplish what John Miller accomplished. But he sure is amazing and deserved that hero award. Also, Adam Ellison, I've had the opportunity to work with him for a decade now, and there's not many people sharper than Adam Ellison. We are so lucky to have him in our organization, especially at the police department, and he fills a role that's very unique and very challenging, and he does such a great job at it, and he's willing to jump in really anywhere. And it shows with the award that he received from the Chiefs Association. So congratulations to Adam as well. Just one item of business. The pool has a bubble on it right now. And we are going to be removing that bubble and in preparation for summer swimming. And so on April 20th, let me make sure that date's correct, we will be taking the bubble down. And we will be closed at the pool for a couple of days. So just to let the community know, the pool will be closed on the 20th and the 21st. And just want to give a big thanks to our staff. We have a lot of our staff members that just jump in and roll up their sleeves. It's a chore to take this structure down and pack it up tight. We store it for the summer, and then in the fall we go put it back up. And it's a lot of work, but it's a good thing. It's great for the community to have a pool and access to a facility like that. So thanks to our staff in advance for their hard work, but the community just needs to know we're going to be closed there at the pool on April 20th and 21st. So that's all I have to report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Now move on to our council reports. We'll start with Councilmember Hunter.
Thank you, Mayor. When you said that there was a lot of committees that you thought of, I'm certain you were thinking the audit committee.
Yeah, I was, actually, yes.
Just teasing. Well, that's awesome. We love when people want to be involved, for sure. So I just will echo the same thing, obviously, with Adam and Elder Sister Johnson. I think that's just a representation, clearly, John. It's really a representation of the fabric of who we are as a community, and it's really, really impressive. And it's why we all live here. It's why this is home. Whether you're new here or whether you've been here for 50 years, that's why we love it. I made a note when John was speaking, and he said music is powerful, and the thought came to mind, so are those who inspire, so are those who teach, and so are those who are heroes. And I just love that we can honor those people who are our heroes, and they're everyday heroes, and our community is full of them. We just left, David and I, in Camden, and a bunch of us were at the Steel Days committee meeting, kind of kickoff meeting for all the different committees today, and the room's packed full of people that are just wanting to volunteer, and it just is, it's just awesome to be a part of that, where people can be so committed and devoted to Mario Kart experiences and quilt shows and art shows and burnouts for cars and hot rods and drone shows. It's just, again, I just appreciate that we do this and appreciate you making time for that, Mayor. That's my report.
Thank you for that report. Councilmember Hawley.
Mayor, just a couple quick things. I also want to say thank you to John and Adam for all that they do. And actually, real quick, Ms. Redmond, just since you're walking out, I was going to make a point that, so I'm on the historic committee, and so if you want to come here to...
She's an audit committee member.
If you were looking at multiple committees, such as the Historic Preservation Committee, then if you wanted to come here tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we meet in this building. So if you have time, if not, then I'll find a time tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So we'd love to see you come out here. It's the best committee. It's much better than the audit committee. I'm just, no bias. But, and so yes, I'm just grateful for everybody like John and Adam and everybody who, whether they're city staff or just people who are part of the committee or the community that volunteer and give their time and make it such a great place. Just one other small thing, the beautification committee is doing our library classes, so I always recommend people come out. Yesterday was about trees, and Thrive Nursery taught a class all about trees, so if you want to learn everything you can about trees that work here in Utah and stuff like that. It was a really, really good class. I learned a lot. But as I said, it's just something that is really nice that we use the library for. It's once a month or to learn about gardening and making our city more beautiful. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you for that report. Councilmember John.
Thank you, Mayor. When Debbie and I moved back to Utah in 2000, one of the reasons we moved back is so she could sing in the choir, the Tabernacle Choir. And she's very musically inclined. I am not. I'm an engineer. That doesn't go together. And when we moved 3 years later to American Fork, I was looking for a piece of property to rent so that I could raise hay, so that I could teach my kids to work. I didn't have to do that. We had no idea about John Miller's band program. I served 10 years as band dad with John of the 30 years he was here, and another 6 years with the new music directors. And that program is unbelievable in how it teaches our young kids to work.
My kids got to march in every parade. They were the first ones there. I mean, all of the band kids. And my kids would not have been the kids that they are today if it wasn't for John Miller and his program. So I am so grateful for that. And just the idea to let you know, I counted up, I think I'm at 9, but I know that I'm missing. There are between 9 and 12 high school and junior high school band directors that are my kids' age or younger that were under John Miller that went on to get music degrees at BYU, at UVU, and then they're leading band programs around the state. He hands down, I don't think the rest of the state together has 4 that graduated. He really has made such a big impact on our state. It's unbelievable. So I was grateful to be a part of that. We held our last work session here, and we talked about water, and I want to just take a couple of minutes. In talking to the water managers since that meeting a week ago, pretty much a consensus in the state is this is the driest the state's been in 75 years. So we've got some challenges ahead. American Fork is well positioned. We've got a lot of options. But as a state, I know everybody is really pushing conservation, and we need to do the same. The system will officially be on tomorrow. It is charged, the system, and I've seen multiple sprinklers today running a large part of the day because people left their valves on and their sprinklers are running. So, if we could send out a post, David, and work with Camden and just tell them the system's on tomorrow, please don't use it. The state of Utah has a great website that we'll link from our website that tells you for this week how much water you need. And the only county in the state of Utah that needs any water this week is Washington County, and they need water once this week. So the state's really given us a lot of information that comes from Utah State Agriculture Extension Service. So that's calculated every week and disseminated. So we just need to do that. Mayor, we passed our preliminary budget for the 911. We are going to be flat, just like the cities have done. We really worked hard, and we didn't do any increases. We know that where everybody's tight, so we will pass our final budget next month. So it's out there and available, but we followed just like the cities did, and we're staying flat. So we kind of did the same thing. We pulled a little bit out here, got a little bit into some employees' hands, and we cut some corners in other places that we felt like we could cut corners and do that kind of work. And the North Point Special Service District, that's another one of my committees, and that one is the same thing. We're doing our budget, and we're flat, other than our construction. But we, as a group, that is an interlocal, we own a bunch of property, and we are in the process of getting that all appraised. And for our expansion, we're going to be able to fund at least 50%, if not more, from property sales that we've had around the area. So we're going to be able to, we will do a revenue bond when we come to pass that. We're down the road yet a bit, but we're really trying to hold the line on costs. So that's my report, Mayor.
Okay, thank you for that report. Councilmember Carroll.
Yeah, I'll be brief today. That was really cool to see 3 awards in a row. I guess it was really cool. I'm like, wow, and John Miller, he gets his award and then he's off to more stuff. Like, wow, that's pretty suave. The only report that I wanted to make was that the Park Tax Committee is, the Park Tax Advisory Board is, they did their initial pass-through funding recommendation, and tomorrow is their final meeting, unless they can't all agree, in which they'll have another meeting after that. But scheduled, it's tomorrow would be their final recommendation day, after which they'll draw up documents to send to us. So hopefully you'll see something soon on what those recommendations are. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that report. For the mayor's report, I'll make this brief, but it kind of tells you, in my mind, it's a picture that tells you all about the band program, and it's something in my head it does, and that was probably 10 years ago. First of all, I pitied the man that followed John Miller.
Yeah.
Did we all think this is a legacy? I mean, American Fork is, if you think of it in terms of athletics, can you think about a state championship basketball team, football team for over three decades in a row? And that's part of this legacy of John Miller, but one day, it was early in the morning, barely light, I'm up by the junior high, and I passed this young kid, this young boy, and he's pulling a little thing that it's enclosed, that you'd put your little baby in, or your sibling, and you would just pull him around with your bike. And I thought, that is awfully early, that two people are up, because I could see something in the back. And as I got closer, it was his tuba, okay? Or some big instrument, and he was heading to the junior high, and he was just a young boy. And I thought, there is a young man that is going to play it young so he can be part of a program that is going to help him mature, learn, and understand the world. And that is the legacy of American Fork High School, and it's founded upon a man, as he said. It would crumble without a John Miller, but boy, to his support are the band parents. That's what I've noticed. I mean, that's 16, 19, how many years you've been a band parent?
I was band dad band parent with Debbie for 17 years. We did 17 years.
That follows them all over the state of Utah, outside when they're into other competitions, into Pasadena, to Washington, D.C., to march in front of the President of the United States. So it's an incredible legacy of this man.
You know, he had, the American Fork Band Program was heavily supported by the Savage Corporation, by Susan, and by the Savages.
She was here tonight.
Susan was here tonight,
Yes.
and they really helped fund it over the years. They supplied a truck to pull the semi. They still do today.
Yeah.
Even though Susan's great-grandkids would be in band, they still support the program. So that speaks well for our community, Mayor.
It does. And I think I'll tie it up to volunteerism. Think of the work that goes into helping people and to shape a community. It's a wonderful thing. So, okay, with that being said, we'll move on to the common consent agenda. We have 4 items on that agenda. Has there been any noted changes on the minutes that you're aware of, Stephanie? Okay. Any questions? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the common consent agenda.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Carroll.
Second.
Second by Councilmember John. Any discussion on this motion? Call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Item number 2 is a review and action, item number 1 is on our action, right, is review and action on appointments to the following boards and committees, and we only have, it's only one board, and it's not in this documents, but we've received it through email. That would be for the Beautification Committee, and it's for the following individuals. Chris Bromley is to be reappointed for a term ending 2029. And if anybody's here, I'm going to ask you to just raise your hand. Is Melissa Johnson, term ending 2029. Carrie Sykes, term ending 2029. And Roxanne Wilson, term ending 2029. We just wanted to make it, if you were there, I would, okay. Any questions, comments, or motion?
No, Mayor, I mean, we're always excited to have more people sign up for our committee. We had a few people leave, and so it's nice to have more volunteers. And obviously, I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but I'm really excited to have Chris stay on the board, on the committee, and going to be the chairwoman for the committee going forward for next year. So I move to approve the appointments as presented.
Okay. Second. I have a motion by Councilmember Holly, second by Councilmember Hunter. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, call for a vote. Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Item number 2 is a review and action on approval of the 2026 Arbor Day proclamation. If you'll bring that up so just we can look at it. I'm not going to read it. It's the same thing we've done over the years. We do have a Arbor Day program with the Forbes School, correct, at Pioneer Park on the 30th. But it's always a great thing to be a part of. Any questions on that proclamation?
Mayor, I move to adopt the Arbor Day 2026 proclamation.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Carroll.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? Call for a vote. Councilmember John.
Aye.
Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Item number 3 is a review and action on approval of the authorization to release the improvements durability retainer of $767,408.40 for Springleaf Townhomes located at 900 East and Pacific Drive.
I'm happy to make a motion. I move to authorize the city engineer to issue documents and/or payments to release the improvements or durability retainer of $767,408.40 for Springleaf Townhomes, finding that the quality of construction and materials have endured without evidence of unusual depreciation where nonconformance of city standards or need for remedial action.
We have a motion by Councilmember Carroll,
Second.
second by Councilmember John. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Item number 4 is a review and action on a resolution accepting the petition for annexation of the Lake House annexation consisting of 9.153 acres at approximately 1300 south and 100 west. Thank you, Patrick.
Thanks, Mayor. This is on the west side of Boat Harbor Road, just sandwiched between 1100 south and 1500 south. It's the last piece of land that's unannexed on that side of the road before there's a large peninsula of already incorporated land. The applicant's just seeking or petitioning the council for consideration to annex into the city. The annexation agreement and all of the pertinent documents that are required for that will follow at a later point if the council is willing to accept the petition.
How long, just help us understand maybe how long it'll take to come back. Sometimes we see them and then it's a little bit longer, there's things to be worked out. What's typical?
Yeah, I think this is a relatively straightforward one, Mayor. It's just a single parcel of land, and there's likely to come back in the next 2 months.
Okay.
Just want to draft the agreement, have the applicant reviewed, and make sure they're satisfied with everything on their end, and can proceed at that stage.
Okay. Any other questions for?
Mayor, I move to adopt the resolution accepting the petition for annexation on the Lake House annexation consisting of 9.153 acres at approximately 1300 south, 100 west.
You have a motion by Councilmember John,
Second.
second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? Call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Okay, item number 5 is similar in the fact it's review and action on a resolution accepting the petition for annexation of the Willow Tree Farm annexation consisting of 11.13 acres at approximately 1300 south, 100 east.
Same situation on that property, Mayor. That's the street's property, and bringing in a little bit of property surrounding them, I believe, as well. You'll have the annexation agreement before you after it runs through planning commission in the same process as the other item. As I mentioned, applicants are just seeking consideration to annex into the community.
Okay. All right, I noticed you guys got front and center. I mean, is there something that you would like to put on the public record? Anything that you would like to express right now?
One is to take our time. Isn't that
One thing that I just wanted to ask, the genuine question is it, as I read through the application, I think it was the application, we talked about the types of use, that it was industrial and residential.
No, it will all come in as RA1. I think he was talking about some of the surrounding uses and
That's what
what's
I wanted to
within.
make sure, 'cause-
That report outlines what's within a certain proximity of that, and then all of the connections to everything, anything that may be lacking in terms of utilities, but is there something on that?
No, I'm just confirming what
Okay.
you said here, the surrounding land.
Proposed zoning,
Oh, okay.
it's R1 9,000, R1 20,000, and R10, and PI1.
For surrounding zonings.
No, it's for those.
Proposed zoning. what it shows. That was my question, because it's PI.
No, it's RA1. Based on, because it is brought in based on the land use. So the land use
Current land use.
current land use would bring it in as residential, very low density, my understanding, which is the RA1.
What page is that on? So I
It's
can-
on 35 of what I'm looking at.
Thanks for finding that, because that would.
35, if you didn't hear me.
That could be on like the UDOT parcel that's near us and not on our piece, because we're bringing in a bunch of additional pieces that are UDOT pieces that are being annexed in at the same time that our property is being brought in. So it could have been on one of those, but I thought they were all RA as well. Do you know?
Because RA isn't one of the proposed zoning listed.
Okay. You know,
Yeah, the land use shows residential density.
Yeah, the zoning to the north is RA5, there's PI1 adjacent, there's public facility adjacent. The R1 12,000 that's being referenced is likely on the parcels up around 1100 south. It's the PRI parcels that are where the meeting house is. It's not just the adjacent parcels. There's nothing else zoned residential other than the piece immediately north.
What zone they come in comes later in the process though, anyway?
Correct. And this is, you're on the Willow Tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Here, you can
it's
look at
memo.
the chart. It's like a chart.
Okay.
And on the chart, there's only, in proposed zoning, it says R1 9,000 and R1 20,000 and PI1, no RA.
No, apologies for that. The discussion always was an RA1 zoning for that parcel based on the land use of residential very low density.
That's all, that was my only question, because it's not consistent with what I.
Yeah, apologies.
Property understood.
The land use overlay is showing it's all residential.
Residential, very low
Yeah.
density.
Yeah.
I'm not worried because they'll have, in
Yeah.
the next, it'll be clarified in the next documentation. Yeah?
No, apologies. I'll check why that information's in there.
Okay.
Mary, we would love to have you come forward. We know who you are, but we use for the public record, state your name.
I'm Mary Street, and I live in American Fork. And I just wanted to say how great staff has been to work with on this. This has been, it's a little bit difficult. We want to live there forever, and we're being surrounded by warehouses, which is great. Progress is fantastic. But it's our intent to continue to live on our land and to raise our animals and farm. And one of the concerns that I've had is we have a willow tree that is over 100 years old that's on our property. And I've done some research on it, and the Buckwalders and the Chipmans were family members that received their land patent from Ulysses S. Grant, and we suspect that the tree was planted sometime early in their ownership of it. But I've done a lot of research on it, and we've been talking to staff about ways to save that tree. Eventually, when First East gets widened, because we know that 100 East will get widened and it'll come in our direction. We're across from the bus, the Alpine School District bus parking garage, right? And so they've just been fantastic and very sensitive to the fact that we're trying to hang on to the heritage as much as we can of what we have, and we just appreciate them very much. So, thank you.
You know, I appreciate that
I do
too.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, David and I were just having a conversation about how part of the heritage of our city is having some residential agricultural land. And as much as we want to accommodate different needs, I don't want that to completely disappear. So.
Yeah, if you go down First East, you'll see our willow tree, and it's 22 feet in diameter around the trunk. Because Mary did a project, she went back to school at Utah Valley University, and she went out and she did a measurement at that tree, and it's 22 feet.
And there's a calculator to estimate how old that piece is. to the USU funds.
It's incredible. Yeah, let's do everything we can. Mayor, we don't need to see you chained to that tree saving it, okay? We can help you.
But your new sidewalk based off of the annexation plat, you'd have to like do a little bit of a square around where that tree is. And the roots are down really deep, and I'm going into way too much detail, but it's important to my wife, and so I have to kind of share that. But you do have great staff, and that you have an arborist that you work with, and I think that you could safely widen First East with what your expectation is, and still have like a little thing around where that tree is. You can do it.
I'm gonna take a trip down there tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. I'm happy to make a motion. I move to adopt the resolution accepting the petition for annexation of the Willow Tree Farm, consisting of 11.13 acres at approximately 1300 South, 100 East.
I'll second, Mayor.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Carroll, second by Councilmember Hunter. Any discussion on this motion? Call for a vote. Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Councilmember John?
Aye.
Okay, item number 6 is a review and action on the award of the contract for the American Fork City 200 South, 350 West Roundabout Project.
Mayor, that's 300 West, sorry.
Oh, did I?
You scared me a
You
little.
know
I was
what?
like, wait a minute.
It's because I didn't want to put these on. 200 South, 300 West Roundabout Project.
That's not me.
I was going to say, I saw Sam up here, and if there's questions that are going to come, we're going to bring Sam up. Okay, so, go ahead, any questions?
Yeah, the one question I had was regarding that there's a specific nature of it with partial closure of TCP often. Can you talk to us about that? We had great success with the closed south side of the freeway. There was on the other side of the same location, where we closed that down for a short period of time.
Shortens the...
Yeah, it shortened the duration. I'm wondering what the alternative to that was. Maybe you talk about it.
So when we bid this out, we did bid it out to have an alternative to see what the price difference would be versus a full closure versus partial, and then also what the difference in time would be. The price was actually the same in this case. Newman both had, it was Newman that did this one, yeah. The price was actually the same. And
Is the bid summary for the non-partial closure?
No, we didn't actually put in because the price was the same, and we were looking at, I think, around 60 days or something. I don't know for sure what it was, what it would have been for a full closure. Understanding too that partial closure, and I just want to be clear that there will be times where they won't be able to go below the freeway. So the roundabouts, the other legs will be open. Mahogany Lane, the cul-de-sac that's on to the northwest will always have to be open, but they will have to close down, so there will be some times where they won't be able to go below the freeway. But they will be able to keep the other legs open as they build.
And how long will they take with the partial closure?
I believe with the partial